Welcome to episode 2 of Achieve Your Apex. That's right, we made it past episode 1. Thank you for being here on the second one. Let's see how long we can go. Sooner or later, I intend to lose count along the way. Now, in our last episode, I introduced you to the concept of achieving your apex. I talked to you about what this podcast is going to be all about. Missed it? Go back. That's the beauty of podcasts. You can go back and listen to episode 1 again. In this episode, in less than 10 minutes, we are going to dive into starting to cover chapter 1 of the book. Now, chapter 1 is a key chapter. Writers will tell you it's a key chapter because if chapter 1 sucks, no one's reading on. Yet I'll tell you it's a key chapter because even if you only read chapter 1, I had to hit you with something that crucial that you don't even pay attention to. And that is your environment. I'm not talking the environment meaning global warming and the conversation that happens around that. I'm talking about your personal environment. And you have so many environments you go through, you don't even think about it. Now, you just think about, I have the environment of my urban surrounding or my country surrounding if you're living out in the country somewhere listening to this or wherever you might be. That's not true. Because the home you live in has multiple environments right there alone. Your bedroom is a separate environment from where you watch TV, which is a separate environment for where you maybe work from home, which is a separate environment from the kitchen, where maybe the family congregates if you have family, or you make a mess or experiment or whatever it might be, or avoid. You might be one of those that avoids the kitchen. You have the environment of your car, because it's its own environment once you get into it. Now, let me ask, if you're in it right now, listening to this on your car, look around. Are you my car is spotless and looks like it came off the dealer's lot at any moment? Or are you don't look behind the passenger seat, Chad, because there's a bunch of cans of soda that are empty. I threw back there, water bottles, wrappers, etc., etc. It speaks volumes to you, your success, depending on what your environment is. You also then have work environments. You have your grocery store environment because you probably go to the same one almost every time. You've got all of these environments around you and you are not aware of them because you're not stopping to think, whoa, that's a lot of environments I go through. So if you are not driving right now, close your eyes. Think about 3 or 4 environments I didn't mention that you experience regularly. Your gym? Do you have another space in your house for something? Your backyard, if you have one that you spend a lot of time in? Maybe a friend's house. I don't know. Maybe the table at mom and dad's because you go home regularly for dinner still because mom or dad cook you a great meal now and then. Not sure what it might be. There are other environments for you. If you're driving, I hope you didn't close your eyes as you were picturing this because that could cause a lot of problems. And I will not be held liable for any accidents you have listening to this podcast. Okay. Just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. My lawyers told me to work that in somewhere. Now, what I want you to understand is once we have all these environments and we've acknowledged all of these environments, what are you doing about it? You see, every one of these environments contributes to you in a positive or a negative way. There are certain rooms in your home, for example, you don't go in because your energy gets sucked out of you as soon as you walk into it. Why? I don't know. Is it a mess? Is it you just don't like doing laundry? So when you got to walk into that room, you're like, oh, I don't want to be here, right? Whatever that is. There are some rooms in your environment that boost your mood immediately. I can't wait to walk into our home gym. Bam! Energy level that much higher because it's set up for that, right? What are you doing and which environments empower you and which environments drain you? And once we know these things, we can move on to what we'll cover in our next episode, which is where we'll get into creating the best use of every environment for us. Now, you can think about some environments that have created who you are as a person. Were you in a productive environment, therefore probably a productive person? Were you in an environment of alone, where you spent a lot of time with television? I did growing up as a kid. I had a lot of opportunity to sit and watch TV. That was a choice that was made whether I was visiting my father and home alone for hours during a day while he was off at work and other things were going on, Whether it was I came home from school as a kid and that's what I did. I ran to the cartoons that were on or whatever. I had a lot of time in that environment. I was alone in the environment. I was had my attention being held by television. And to this day, it's still a fight I have that when I don't know what to do, I'll sit down and turn on the TV because that was an environment I was raised in. What environments were you raised in, which give you the understanding of who you are today and what made you so? Think about that for a moment. When you go into your bedroom, is that environment set up for success? Or is that environment also have your work office station there or your Peloton sitting there and it's a multiple use room? Think about how you can adapt environments, which we will cover in our next episode. And I will bring you some great tips on how to adapt and control all those different environments. So what I want you to stop and think about for this next week before I'm back is all the different environments you're going through. Maybe make note of them. Make a list of all of them. Well, I was in my kitchen a lot. I'm there regularly. I'm in the bedroom a lot. I'm in the office a lot, wherever you might work. I'm in the home office a lot. I'm at that Starbucks. I work from there a lot. That's an environment I have to consider as one of my environments. I'm in my car a bunch. I'm not in my car. That's not much of an environment to me. The apex creatures that are out there understand their environment. This is why sharks swim, eagles fly. You don't see eagles walk very often, do you? No. And that's why they are also the apex predator in that food chain. Yet how many other times are you driving down the street and you're watching a bird walk across and you're telling the bird to just fly away before you hit it with your car? Might be happening to you right now. Yeah, I don't understand why birds walk either. They have wings for a reason. And eagles use them. We don't see sharks attempting to get on land. They know their environments. They know how to succeed in them. I want you to spend this week identifying yours so that we can help you make the most of each of them. Now, remember, if you're new to the podcast, we're still new. I'll be reminding you at the beginning, click subscribe because you want these to immediately show up wherever you're getting your podcast and saying, hey, the next one's here. I can check it out. Whether you're watching it on YouTube, you're checking it out there, you can always find me, chadhyams.com. You want to reach out to me? You want to connect with me? chadhyams.com. It's very simple and easy to find me. I'm Chad Hyams on all the social profiles that I have, Chad Hyams. Go to my website, connect with me, subscribe to the podcast, stick with me. We're going to keep bringing you more value and bring somebody along because it's always more fun to achieve your apex when you've got friends climbing alongside. Until our episode next week, keep climbing.